The 2015 Lamborghini Asterion LPI 910-4 concept. All of the big names in the performance category are jumping into the hybrid supercar ring. The Ferrari LaFerrari, McLaren P1 and Porsche 918 have been dominating headlines with their prodigious performance, but now there is one more contender jumping into the game. Lamborghini has just unveiled a hybrid supercar called the Asterion. It is a plug-in hybrid, more similar to the Porsche 918 than the machines from McLaren and Ferrari. The system uses a trio of electric motors along with a gasoline-powered V10 engine to create a monumental 897 horsepower. The results are a 0 to 60 time that hovers around 3 seconds, a top speed of around 200 miles per hour, and it will travel for more than 30 miles on pure electric power alone. The only thing about the Asterion that isn't amazing seems to be the looks. The design is a bit questionable in these first photos, but we expect it will be like the Porsche Panamera, prettier in person than in print. For now, just jump past that break and you can read all about this crazy new machine, and see lots more photos to boot. Now get moving. Click past the jump to read more about the Lamborghini Asterion LPI 910-4 concept. Exterior. The exterior is a pretty big departure in many ways from what we are used to seeing from Lamborghini. The nose looks oddly high, almost as if the old Urus SUV concept had been flattened and placed on a dropped suspension. The flanks are relatively smooth, and the rear end is downright tame for a raging bull with nearly 900 horsepower. In fact, from certain angles it almost looks like a Subaru BRZ, especially from the door mirrors to the headlamps. There is still that feel of a stealth jet, but considering this is the most powerful factory Lamborghini ever created, we expected a bit more flash. The blue Electra paint is stunning though. Interior. The interior follows the same feeling of smoothness and elegance. The interior looks very modern and crisp with a beautiful brown and cream color palette. The signature carbon fiber composite that Lamborghini helped create, with its distinctive marbled look, can be found on the center tunnel, the dash and the doors. The interior, just like the exterior, seems extremely tame and relaxed, but thankfully Lamborghini kept the red, metal cover over the start button. In an interesting touch of technology and design, the car's main center console is actually a removable tablet. While this seems very cool in theory, I imagine it could be a big problem for theft and damage. Drivetrain. Now to the good parts. Powering the new Asterion is a 5.2-liter V10 engine that produces just under 600 horsepower. Between the car's engine and 7-speed, dual-clutch gearbox is an electric motor. In the nose of the car there are two more electric motors to provide AWD assistance and performance, and the large center tunnel where a driveshaft used to exist on other Lamborghinis is a stack of lithium batteries. The result of all the gasoline combustion and electrical power is 910 metric horsepower. That crunches down to 897 ponies to those of us here in the States. Like all Lambo models, that 910 lends itself to the car's proper name, the Lamborghini Asterion LPI 910-4. If all that sounds kind of familiar, it should. The setup that is powering the Asterion is nearly identical to that found in the Porsche 918, albeit with a few extra cylinders. Considering both Porsche and Lamborghini are VW property, it makes sense to see this expensive technology get passed around. Since the 918 is properly quick, performance for the Asterion is also quite impressive. The Italians are claiming a 0 to 60 sprint of 3 seconds and a top speed that is just shy of 200 miles per hour. Fuel consumption and emissions, though not a focus point, are important when developing a hybrid powertrain. For the Asterion, these numbers are pretty awesome, as it uses just 4.2 liters of gasoline per 100 kilometers, 56 mpg, on the NEDC combined cycle and emits only 98 grams per kilometer. Drivetrain specifications. Prices. There has been no price discussed, and this is still technically a concept. Considering the pricing of the 918, the P1 and the LaFerrari, the $1 million range seems a pretty safe bet. Competition. Porsche 918. The Porsche 918, for all intents and purposes, is a faster and more performance-oriented version of the Asterion. It uses a nearly identical drivetrain, with nearly identical power outputs, but the Porsche has a higher top speed and was built to dominate a track. By Lamborghini's own words, the Asterion is meant to be a comfortable super cruiser, a GT car, not a hypercar. That said, if you were hoping that the new wave of ultra-powerful hybrids would offer a little more comfort and luxury while improving fuel economy of the super GT class of cars, the Asterion is about the only choice. Ferrari LaFerrari. The McLaren P1 may have been the first to the market in this new segment, but the LaFerrari is the most impressive. Its 6.3-liter V12 engine is the biggest of the new super hybrid class, and thanks to its F1-style KERS hybrid system, it produces 950 horsepower. That also makes it the most powerful of the bunch. Those superlatives continue as it is also the fastest road-going Ferrari ever, and it has lapped the Fiorano test track quicker than any other machine from Maranello as well. As the replacement for the old Enzo, the LaFerrari is a fitting halo car for the company. It makes use of several innovations that were created for the Formula One grid, and it makes sure to use electric power to enhance the driving experience, not just make it more fuel efficient. I love me some Porsche, but if I had to choose only one of the new hybrid supercars, it would wear a prancing horse on its nose. Conclusion. The world feels a bit backwards when Porsche has a balls-up performance super hybrid and Lamborghini arrives to the scene with a 900 horsepower car that has been designed for comfortable everyday cruising rather than extreme performance and handling. Still, this is an incredible piece of engineering and I really hope Lamborghini starts production soon. I can promise the order books are already open and filling quickly. Love it. 897 horsepower hybrid system with a V10 engine. Interesting and unique interior technology demonstrates a new design language for Lamborghini. Leave it. Since when do people want a refined Lamborghini? Mild exterior design. Would have liked to see Lambo use the V12 instead.
If you liked this video, please share your thoughts in the comments below and don't forget to hit the subscribe button.